only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
There's something about this boy.
He can see things before they happen.
These visions you have. Careful you must be.
The Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace before the dark times.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Something terrible has happened.
I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
Skywalker.
You will be tempted by the dark side.
I am your father.
The belonging you seek. It is ahead.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock, and it means it's time for another RSG stream of Reality Gamers for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I am, of course, your main host with the most, Ranger J 1999. I said that like 5 times. What the hell? That's too many nines. Ranger J 1999. Let's try that again. From Team Instinct, and I'm joined by the cast of characters that you all have come to know and love as we go and break down the latest week in Star Wars news and notes and everything else. We're going to get all kinds of stuff, and we just have fun. So if you're new to the show, welcome. And all the old timers, which we'll get to in a second, we appreciate you being here as well. A couple of notes real quick before we get going into the intros and everything. There is a problem with YouTube chat. We're not sure what it is. So if you are having issue, you can, for the app itself for YouTube, you can go to on your phone and read the chat that way. Some say it's fixed, but if it's not, then you can go into night mode on the app, and then that way you can go ahead and you can read it there. So that being said, let's rock and roll, and let's do introductions of everybody who will be joining us all on this journey. First of all, you know him as the brown beardless one, the brown Gandalf himself, the government Wi-Fi stealing millionaire, well extraordinaire, Grande Patron. Grande, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, man. Just rocking it.
That's
Rank
right.
1 in PvP, just got it.
Yes, very nice.
It's always nice, and it's always a wonder if it's going to happen or not on Wednesdays, because you're trying to do a bunch of things, get ready for the stream, but made it happen under the wire.
Yep, absolutely. Also joining us on this journey is the lightsaber builder extraordinaire, Mr. Sir Loki.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
All right,
I'm just waiting for the update to drop. That's all I'm doing.
I know. We always, the funny thing about the show is that sometimes we get drops before the show. Sometimes we don't get them at all, but most times they usually drop them right in the middle of our show, which makes things interesting. So maybe they will, maybe they won't. We still have an agenda planned out for you guys, so it'll be fun and entertaining. Nonetheless, still lots to talk about this game, so we'll see what happens. And then also joining us will be one of our supporters, and we're very appreciative of this guy, Knights Templar. Knights, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Glad to have you. And of course, we have the troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw those in now. He will scoop them up. Don't try to be a bigger troll than him. You will lose extraordinarily bad. So a couple event notes. First off, if you would like to support the channel, we do have the super chat function on the bottom of the page, which was absolutely hilarious last week. I don't know. I still don't know why this happened. Everybody was donating in like unusual amounts, so it was like odd numbers. It was a hoot to watch what happens and the stuff people were saying. But if you'd like to support the channel, please feel free to donate there. We also have a donation button on the beginning of the page. We do have plans for more content coming out in the future. So if you want to support us that way, we really would appreciate it. It goes a long way in helping us put out bigger and better things, and we'd like to do that. Someone asked me about the intro. This is an intro we'd use a couple weeks ago, and people loved it so much. So I'll probably run that for a couple more times because people were asking me about that intro and they really loved it. So I went ahead and did that. But let's do what we always do, guys. Let's go through the chat and see who's all in there. Give shout outs to everybody. Let's start from the top and we'll just work our way down. Let's start off here. Ewalkin is here, our boy Ewalkin. Grim Keyboard. Nice name. Eric S. Of course, Knight Templar is there. Nero the Troll. Thank you. Shadowvel, my workout buddy. Shadowvel is now working on the workout regimen that I am on. I have motivated Shadowvel to get his butt working out. So if he seems a little tired or sore, that's probably why. Our boy Vormax. Let's see. Bimatsu. Konnichiwa, Bimatsu. He's a spare meter extraordinaire. I think I said Eric S already, but see. My boy MJ, who's out mowing the lawn. Rapmaster Yoda, what's up, Rapmaster Yoda? Long time no see. Or unless he's been on, I just didn't know. It's been crazy. Bad Rungo, Mo, Steph Isley, our boy good old Baris, Grim. Let's see if I'm missing anybody here. Looking for some newer. Captain Blackbeard, Yar. Braver Rick. Hiro Kumata, he's back here. KB67s, welcome back. Member _ Tauntauns, what a great name. Bradzo, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, welcome. Thank you for being here. The tour is here. Corey Dahlmeyer, thank you, sir, for being here. I think I said good old Maurice, but I'll say it again. Our boy Luke Thigh Rocker, it begins. Already, it begins. Knights Templar just donated $16.27.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Why? No more odd number donation. Not? Yeah, seriously. I'm just going through here. Nukin from the Republic's here. If you guys should check him out, they're the ones that do the weekly podcast. Nukin! Grim TIE Fighter LOL. I don't ever know how to say that guy's name. Boy, that threw me off.
It's
Michael Strand, yeah, TIE Fighter. Yeah. Talon D. There's a new guy, Jar Keug, Keeug. Thank you for being here. Cyber Shark's here. Let's see, Baylor, Wild Grunt. What's up, brother? Box and the Fuzz.
That's one of my Dark Lord's boys.
Welcome, brother. Let's see. Wow, a lot of people here tonight. Good old Maurice, $3. I could donate more if you accept EBT. Yeah, we accept credit unions. Oh, Lord. Slash Van Hodes, I'm not sure. Thank you for being here. I think that's about it. Fatality V2. Okay. I think I'm messing his name up. I apologize again, brother, for saying that. So I think that's all, everybody I could see. So we've got like nearly 100 people watching, which is fantastic right now. So thank you all for being here. Much appreciated. Let's see. Do I need to do anything else? We've already got the donation things started. So God, it's going to be pandemonium to see what happens next. God, 1627 nights. You're insane. Corey Dollar, $2. They're keeping it. So right now we've got gotten $21.21 in. But it's
thanks,
27 cents. Thank you, Corey Dollar, for the $2 donation. All right. So we got a lot of stuff we still want to.
Are we ready for our agenda?
Yeah, I think we're ready for the agenda. What do you say, Grande? Let's kick this off. Oh, real quick, you can see there on the bottom of the screen, everybody who's donated. They are very odd donation numbers. That's why I brought it up. You can see for yourself.
That's kind of our thing.
Yeah, it's kind of our thing now. And then also, if you look on the right, our weekly vid of the week. Of course, we got a old Han Solo up there, OG Han. But then, we wanted to put something funny on the vid, so we've got Spaceballs, the lightsaber fight between Dark Helmet and Lone Star. So if you guys can see that, so rock and roll with that. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the best spoofs in my opinion. Virtual Gaming World, thank you, sir, for $20. Just showing some love. Can't stay long. Have a double header in 20 minutes. Keep up the good work. Fatality just donated. Well, that's euros 173. I don't know the exchange rate, but that just evened everything out. Oh my god.
Nice. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Fatality. Fatality V2 versus 2. And thank you for our boy Virtual Gamer who can't be here too long, but if you guys haven't checked out his channel, by all means check it out. He's got some really cool stuff that he streams with Final Fantasy, some other games, GTA and everything. So definitely check out his stuff. Alright, that being said, Grande Patron. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Go for it.
Well, the first thing we have is we got an update and it created a raid reward glitch. Some people did not get their raid rewards on time. And the fix for the bug was to give people double rewards. Do we? And I want to ask the panel. I guess we'll start with our guest for today, our first time guest, which is Knights Templar. Knights, do you feel like that giving double rewards for not getting rewards for a couple of hours was fair? A fair compensation for a kind of little mistake?
In the grand scheme of things, probably not. But in the damage control aspect, I would be pretty pissed especially if it was AAT, if I missed out on some gear. So it's not fair for all the people who happen to be off on raiding, but at the same time, that's actually one of the first times I do like how they handled it.
Great. So you would say kudos, and they moved in the right direction on that one.
Yes.
Great. Sir Loki, what are your thoughts on that? On how they handled it? Do you think they handled it appropriately? Do you think it was fair? Do you think it was the right way to do things?
So I guess I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Do you remember when there was a raid glitch and then they would give us, I forgot if they gave us rewards, but they gave us a bunch of stuff, if I remember, or something, in credits and guild currency, and then they gave us more raid tickets. Do you remember something like that?
Yeah. They doubled. Yeah, they used to max out our raid tickets, right?
Yeah.
If there was an issue, they were like, we're sorry if you got messed up or you didn't get messed up. Here you go, boom, 150K raid tickets. They have not done that in a very long time. Probably April or maybe February or March, sometime in there, maybe even longer than that.
Right. So I agree with Knights Templar about the damage control. I think it was a quick. I think it was a good turnaround in terms of fixing the people that were affected, but again, it only affected a certain amount of people. Whereas it felt like in the past, even if it affected some, everybody got something, to kind of. So, were the rewards just simply 2 inbox messages of the same rewards, or were they like 2 different random rewards? Or
I think it was different. I think it was 2 different random rewards. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back up on the forums and re-look. But it was like if you got 8th place, you just got like 2 random 8th places.
Right. Well, what I'm getting at is they used to take care of everybody regardless of the mistakes and who it affected. So it seems like now they're just cherry picking. Who to do before. And I'm happy for those people that got the double rewards, but I feel left out because I don't have the buggy update and all my rewards are fine. But it's overall it's good, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And is it it's good that they fixed it quick. I hate to keep going back to Newt Gunray, but it's like they fixed Newt Gunray in like 10 minutes, right? So I'm holding them to a higher standard now for fixing stuff.
Okay.
Real
Let's
quick,
see. So,
Eric
Ranger,
S.
what did you think about the fix?
Yeah, before that, Eric S. donated $3.14. Says everyone likes pie.
Nice.
Sean G., who is VIP now, because if you donate $20 in total, you get VIP status. He said, "Keep up the good work, boys." I haven't got
Teal's
that.
just donated $2.
$2?
Happy Whaler Wednesday.
Yes.
Teal is a good buddy of mine. Really helped me out of a bind this week, and I just want to say thank you, Teals, for helping me out of a bind in game. Much appreciated, and mad props to you, brother.
Yeah, there's some people that should be into the VIP chat. Do you have? I think Finn put a list. We'll say it later. But if you have not gotten to our VIP section, get with Finity, and he will get you squared away
in Discord. Yeah, we'll get you squared away, get you into that VIP room.
The thing is, you get to see stuff early. You get direct access to us. Not that we don't answer anybody's questions, we do that anyway. But we see that.
If you want to chit chat during the week,
yeah, you get to pick our brains and stuff. So it's a good deal. A lot of really awesome people in that. So, but thank you guys for the donations so far. My thing on that is the thing I don't understand is the double rewards. Right? And here's the thing. I think, giving them some kind of maybe some credits or crystals for the hang up would have been fine. I think what has got people a little bit in a twist is the fact that some people got double rewards. Right? That I don't understand. Right? I mean, I think it's good that CG did something, right? I just don't know if double rewards was the correct answer, right? Make sure they get their raid rewards and then give them a little something because they had to wait, right? It's not like it was weeks afterwards after the effect, but like maybe some crystals say, hey, we're sorry for your wait and what happened and stuff. But I think doubling the rewards, I don't know if that was maybe the best answer. I do like that they responded and took care of it. That's a good part. I don't know. I don't know if I would have done the double rewards because now people I'm seeing in chat are like, well, I didn't get double rewards. I mean, it kind of creates this thing where it's like it was unnecessary maybe. I think in the future what they should do is just, bugs happen all the time, glitches happen all the time, right? I think an appropriate response is make sure that it gets fixed. And then if it's, a little bit of a delay, give them some credits and crystals. I think that's totally fine. I don't think doubling the raid rewards is necessarily the best move because then the people that did the same raid they got the rewards on time, but now they're getting the other people that didn't get the rewards and then double.
I don't know.
I mean,
I thought it was fine. I mean, there's never going to be a perfect way to compensate somebody.
No, there's not. I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Maybe they could have done it that way, and I would have been fine with it. I think some people got a little perturbed from, the double rewards. Is all I'm bringing up.
Wow, I had no issue with it. I thought it was.
Yeah,
just
I really
fine.
don't either. I'm just saying to say.
Yeah.
Alliance Pimp Ghost just donated $1.08.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Jesus, thank you.
Appreciate it. Full show.
I just wait to see someone just donate something really off the wall here.
Right.
We've gotten pies so far, so yeah.
Yeah. So the next item on our list was the power rating changes. The post on the forum says that it has no effect to GW at the moment. So my question, we'll kind of go in the same order. We'll take Knights Templar first. What do you think the purpose of the rework in the power ratings was? And do you think it might be related to new game content? So it's two questions. What do you think the purpose was? And do you think it might be related to new game content?
For the first question, my thought is actually they are trying to eliminate the soft node for people who aren't using Zetas. Because I don't know if you know this, a Zeta now gives 5,000 power to a tune, which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, I mean, even if it's an ulterior motive, I'm thinking they're trying to kind of push the free-to-play down some and make it more of a whale-friendly soft node break.
Interesting. I don't know, but they said they're not using it. Right, they're not using it. Has no effect on GW at the moment. Now we put that in air quotes. Obviously.
as for new content, I would love it to be for new content, but realistically, the change in power, unless you're going to have required power for area, there is no reason to change the number a toon has. It doesn't affect his stats whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what its purpose was.
Yeah.
So we'll just we're just gonna have to see what its purpose was. No idea. They didn't tell us yet. I think potentially what it might be is what it might be was people, they just got a little embarrassed that you had to scroll down so far when you got to your Zeta Mall. Maybe that was part of the deal. Who knows, man? Who knows what it was for? But I don't know.
Lines
Loki,
Pimp
what do you
Ghost,
think?
hold on. Lines Pimp Ghost donated $1.12. Then Teals fired back with $1.87. It's getting crazy in there.
Nice. Appreciate it.
What's going on here?
This is what happened last week, man. People just started putting crazy amounts for their donations and stuff.
Everybody's using their vault money.
Oh my God.
donate to the
Darth
RC
Bella
stream.
is in chat. She's awake. The
She
Dark
is.
Lady of the Sith is awake.
The
Yeah.
Blue Girl group.
The blue girl group is awake.
She says, I'm sleep Star Wars Galaxy hearing. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
She went to a Hofbräu house
Finn,
too
can you
much.
give her the hangout links? If she wants to join, she can join. That's totally fun. I did have no idea she was awake. She's usually asleep by now. It's pretty late there. That's too funny. Go ahead, Loki. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about
the power creep.
No, we're talking about how they readjusted the quote the power level of each character. So you get some characters now that they kind of rearranged and they kind of moved around and they're giving you they just rearranged it, and we're wondering what's the purpose that it might be for, and do you think it might be for new content, something to do with new content? So this is a two-part question, really.
So I don't have Android. I play on iOS, so I haven't personally seen it myself. But I guess my question for ones that did update, did the ships get adjusted too, or is it just the tunes?
The ships did get adjusted slightly down. They said it
down
in some ways. Yeah.
So Geonosian Spy ship is still like super overpowered rating, right?
Yeah, Yeah, I can.
Just curious.
Yeah, I can.
Somebody in chat room will probably check for us, but no, I agree with Knights Templar. I think it's.
So
I think they.
Yeah,
I think they want to fix GW.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the priority. Maybe this is the game mode where you got to dump your whole roster now. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of just, I'm just. I don't know what they're gonna do. Honestly, it's to me, it's better matchmaking, or not better matchmaking, but it's. Whatever, if they think it's improved matchmaking with Galactic War, maybe it's going to do that. I don't know. Everybody knows right now that speed secondaries on mods, own everything. So the thing is I can take a speed secondary mod and I can game all my guys and they'll have lower power ratings. Or I can put a bunch of protection primaries on all the mod sets and everything, and I'll have a higher power rating. So there's ways to game it that way. But it just sounds like to me maybe they're trying to fix GW, and if there's going to be a new game mode coming out, then maybe the way they're going to pair or match up the people you face, if it's a tournament, if it's guild versus guild, however you want to call it, maybe it's a matchmaking kind of deal is why they're doing it. But I agree with you that outside of those reasons, I see no benefit to this, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is.
Is that Urban Blaster?
No, hold on. I just saw Alliance Pimkos put Naked Wookiee. He donated 201 and put Naked Wookiee Army. And then Shadowfell donated $1. This is outrageous. Who did? Yeah, someone just did join. Is that Urban Blaster? Oh my God, Urban Blaster, is that you?
What's up, dudes? It's your bestest buddy in the whole frickin' galaxy.
Nice.
That's the best intro ever. What's going on, Urban?
Just enjoying this grind. Just tuning in to seeing what's going on with you guys.
Yeah, you haven't been on in a while, brother. So I mean, did you do your 600?
Always.
I did my 600. I did my 600.
Oh my God! And Darth Bella, the Darth Lady, the Sith, in the middle of the night, has joined us from.
I think Bella's drunk.
Deutschland.
Bella must be doing something. There's coffee
She's
in the
at the
morning.
Opera House.
And a nice Chianti at night.
Well, we're getting all kinds of celebrities in here. We got Urban and Darth Bella. Bella, what is going on? What are you doing up late, girl?
Yeah, I was finishing a video.
You are so dedicated. Nice. She's like, wait a minute, you stay up and do a video, but you won't cut my. So this is the only way we can get you to get him on the show on Wednesday is for you to stay up and do a video.
Yeah, that's
probably.
She said probably.
So.
Is that going? Let's
ask our two new guests. So
yeah, but is that what's going on with you, Urban? Are you working on a video, and that's why you just happen to be on?
No, I wish I had time to work on videos.
I lose track of time, you know.
Right.
We're glad to have you on. But go ahead, Grandy, pose a question to our newly acquired guest.
Yeah, so we'll start out with Darth Bella. Darth Bella, you know, we just had an update, and it changed the power level of certain characters. How do you first of all, why do you think they might have done this, and do you think it might have had something to do with new content, game mode or something?
Actually, the new game mode will be pink, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Very sad about that because I was so much hoping for. I mean, they didn't do it. They simply didn't do it. They went for pink. So we have to live with it. I think pink is the most beautiful color. Everyone in Star Wars likes it.
Wait. No, I don't like it. What's wrong with you?
Oh, gosh.
Are there any pink skin characters?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's actually preparation for the new game mode.
I hope so.
Yeah, no other explanation. I mean, why shouldn't they do it? Yeah, why shouldn't they do so?
I'm not.
Hey, Urban, what do you think? What do you think the reason for the change for the power was, and what do you think it? Do you think it might be mode?
Yeah, if you think about it, most likely it is. I haven't given it much thought. My only concern was, did it nerf certain characters? Because, like my Baze, he was like in my top 2 rows of power level. Now he's like halfway down, so I don't know how that's going to take an account.
Yeah, they said it was actually. They said it was an increase for everyone, not just a decrease. So it actually says here. It says that it increased every character.
Oh yeah, he's increased, but he's like not in the same range that he was compared to the other people ahead of him. So I don't know if it's because he doesn't have Zetas and he's not a crew member. But
yeah,
he seemed to perform just as good in the arena. So maybe it didn't take effect yet.
And then Ranger, what do you think about this power increase level?
Well, I think.
How do you think that this is going to?
Well, for me, I just like to say that we've increased we are over 100 people watching us right now in chat. That's an increase that I really want to talk about. Thank you guys for everybody that's here right now watching this. Thank you so much. I kind of think it's twofold. I think it's for possibly. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? I think it's possibly for new game mode, right? It might be a part of that. And I also think it could be what Loki said, trying to fix GW. I think certain things are not taken into consideration for GW, and certain people that get to like level 85 are facing teams like me and you have, and are like, you know. And on the other end, we're just like, we don't care. We run one team through GW, and we don't care, right? Speaking of which, we will, after the show tonight, Discord, we are going to do like we did last time, VIPs. We're going to be in Discord talking to everybody, but we're going to have the screen open. I'll be doing GW. We'll be answering questions with the gameplay live. So, but usually they make changes for a reason. And I think there's something coming down the pipe. You know, I mean, I don't know about the whole pink thing. I think that's just Darth Bella's paradigm. I don't know what's going on with that. But
so so let's talk about the pink thing for a little bit. I know a bunch of people have had trouble with this. There are a couple of ways to fix it. Some of the ways to fix it are to actually completely delete the app and then re-download the app. That has been one way that a bunch of people have been able to fix it. So if you're still having problems with the pink, like certain elements of the game are missing, if you'll remove it, clear your cache or whatever, and then go back and re-download the game, I know that's fixed it for quite a few people. So if that's been a challenge for you, you might try that. It has not been a challenge for me yet, although I'm sure it could happen at some point.
Urban, do you like the pink?
So that will remove the pink. That'll get the pink out.
Urban, do you want to remove the pink? Do you like playing with the pink?
I'm fine with the pink.
Nice.
I love the pink. I'll keep it.
So the next item on our agenda.
Ronnie just skipped right over.
I know. I'm just going to
But
skip right
I still have got a question.
Oh.
Besides the pink, did they kind of the shift in power? What someone said anymore? So is it that tanks are not the most powerful anymore?
That's a good question.
So previously, the power ratings did not take into account ability levels, and it did not take into account Zetas. It did not take into account mods. And so whenever you read the post from the devs, it's here. I'll just read it. Okay. So it says hi, power ratings have long been a prominent display of the unit's general effectiveness, though the power is intended in a useful way to quickly identify how strong a unit is. It has become less and less effective in its purpose over time. This is primarily due to the formula being based entirely on the raw base stats of the unit, which does not take into account its utility, ability levels, or synergy. Furthermore, higher tier gears have been added since the launch, as well as the existence of mods. As a result, a large gap in power ratings, even between units that are similarly effective in combat, simply due to the way certain stats are weighted relative to the others in the formula. In the interest of making the power formula more effective as a reference point for units and ships' effectiveness, we modified the formula, recognizing every upgrade made to a unit. Here are some of the changes made. Power now includes from every form of unit upgrading, including characters. Now this is just for characters. Level, gear pieces, mod tier, and upgrades, ability upgrades, and star rating. For ships, it includes level, ability upgrades, crew power, and star rating, which acts as a multiplier of crew power, just like it does for other stats. The value, and then the value of any one of these upgrades will be the same for all units, i.e., raising a unit to level 85 will be worth the same amount of power for all units. Units earn power for every upgrade and earn more power for higher tier upgrades. For example, upgrading a character from level 40 to level 41 is less valuable than from level 80 to level 81. Gear 10 pieces. So gear tier, a tier 10 piece of gear is worth more power than a tier 5 piece of gear. A level 5 ability upgrade is worth less than a tier 8 ability upgrade. One special case is that Zeta abilities upgraded at level 8 are worth much more than an Omega ability upgrade at the same level. Due to the way the new power formula scales, the power ratings of your units will generally be as high or higher than the power rating you saw before. With the exception of ships have very few upgrades and crew have very few upgrades on the crew and the ships itself, which are noticeably lower until the crew has a few upgrades. As a reminder, power stats is not used to drive any battle whatsoever. It is purely intended as a reference point, but we still feel these upgrades are important to help players better evaluate the improvements they make to their units and how effective their units are relative to potential opponents.
Seems pretty cut and dry.
Oh. Yeah.
So, basically,
but you said
basically,
it was some in the beginning. Synergy was mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. You know, they haven't given us the formula. They probably never will give us the formula. Basically, some stuff changed. People got higher. I think they were a little embarrassed that certain characters, like a maxed out Gear 11 Maul, was way low. I mean, maxed out with everything done, was still way down on the list. And for example, if you were to look at it previously, my a level 80 Gear 10 Ewok Scout was higher than a level 85 Gear 11 Darth Maul with Zetas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that doesn't seem right. Obviously, a Zeta Darth Maul is worth more than a maxed is worth more than a level 80 Ewok Scout at Gear 10.
Hey,
so there are some
$5 from Rapmaster Yoda. Thank you, sir.
Master Yoda, appreciate it, and $10 from Shadow Val.
Wow, that just hooked on phonics. Word for Grande.
Yes, I understand Shadow Val. I have some serious problems with reading, but we'll try to get through it. You guys don't let me suffer in silence. I appreciate that. At least everyone noticed how screwed up that was.
So cold. That was cold-blooded.
It wasn't cold. It's the truth. But at least I'm
trying to help you out. You agree with it, you knucklehead.
Okay. So,
that's right. I speak good.
I speak good.
I learned to spoke earlier.
Right. So, he's allowed to make fun of me. I make fun of myself.
I know, we make fun of ourselves here all the time.
I do. The next item on we've kind of beat that to death.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the item that has changed so much in this game since the last time we talked about it, because it's really important, and it is. And I don't know if you want to introduce it or not, and also make sure we introduce our sponsor that goes along with it. We need to talk about Beta Reporte.
Yes, I think the sponsor this week is who is our sponsor this week?
Well, Grande Patron Tequila.
Oh yes, let's do that.
They actually decided to increase their commercial advertising budget. Mm-hmm. So this week's Meta Report is sponsored by Grande Patron Tequila.
Yes,
I had a conversation with the CEO, and he said that yes, he could increase the budget for that.
That's right. We don't just do anything for free here. We do things for free here. So
that's right.
All right, so let's look at a Yield Meta Report brought to you by Grande Patron Tequila, your 5th best choice for tequila. When you really need to get messed up, go with Grande Patron Tequila. It's like drinking gasoline. It definitely will tear you up. All right, let's see here. So, looking at Yield Meta Report, it looks like
Rex, and more Rex.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of Thrawn. Darth, I mean, it's not much has changed.
But Thrawn. The big thing here is Thrawn has made a big move.
Yeah,
and that is the fact that Thrawn is effectively 116 players.
Maul went up to second. That's interesting. I didn't see that before. More people are using Darth Maul now.
You see a lot of people using Darth Maul. A lot of people using Wedge. I still feel like that Thrawn's probably going to come on stronger as he keeps going. And then of course, if you look at the teams for your rank 1 leaders, the squads, of course it's a triple cleanse, and then it's your standard triple cleanse annihilate. That's Rex, GK, Chirrut, Baze, and Nihilus, with the next team down basically swapping out General Kenobi for R2. Mm-hmm. And then you've got some other teams that come down there. Believe it or not, you see and then the 4th or 5th team down, you get a Jedi team in there. You got a Rebel team with Wedge and Biggs, and then you got a Darth Maul team. It takes a while for us to get all the way down to Sir Loki and a Vader lead, and that team is running Vader, General Kenobi, Nihilus, Sith Assassin, and Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, MJ was talking to him, and he likes that team. He thinks
MJ was PMing me a bunch today, private messaging me about that, and he was super excited about it.
Yeah, I don't know about how I feel about that team. I mean, I think it'll be good on offense, but defensively, that would be easy to take apart.
right? Thrawn is starting to make a jump up in.
Speaking of MJ, he just donated $24
nice.
and 70
There's my boy.
cents.
Word.
He said word.
Word. Thanks,
Word.
buddy, MJ.
Just word.
Appreciate it.
Word, homie.
The thing is that you are seeing a huge increase in Thrawn. Thrawn has now jumped up to being on 379 of the rank 1 teams, and so I can definitely see that that it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll kind of go from there, and
yeah, I just don't see. I mean, the Rex cleanse, triple cleanse team, whatever. It's just proofs in the pudding. It's still dominating. You know, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Not until we get some more characters that can kind of shift things up. I mean, I'll ask the panel this: do you think Thrawn, as he moves up and more people start using dark side teams, can overtake Rex on the meta?
You know, we'll ask the panel this, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end. So let's go back to Knights Templar first. Since this is the first time on the show, Knights, what are your thoughts on the meta report? What are your thoughts about Thrawn in the meta report?
I actually run a Tarkin lead with Thrawn, and that team is not stopped on offense. However, on defense, the AI cannot play it right. So, I mean, I think it gives you another option, but realistically, it's not going to kill the meta because it doesn't hold.
Yeah. Anybody else?
So let's ask Sir Loki. Sir Loki, what are your thoughts on the meta report and on Thrawn?
I do think Thrawn's gonna make his way up. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of like 5-star, 6-star Thrawns, but definitely, he's not like Nihilus where he was easily farmable. Right now, you got to wait for him again. So however long it's going to take, they're going to go through their cycle, and R2-D2 is probably going to make his comeback, and then Thrawn's going to make the comeback, and then maybe more people will get him, right? But as more people get him, I would say the issue with the Thrawn teams, I mean, you got to have a good. Here's the thing about Rex is you can put Rex lead into like anything, right? And everybody can get him now. So you're going to see just naturally more people using him as lead because it's an easy team to make and it's already proven, like what everybody says. But there is a possibility that Thrawn might be part of that meta shift now to Empire. I do think that the Zeta team is strong. It does hold on defense, at least on my shard, because people tell me, yeah, they can beat it, but they got to fight me like 3 times. So who wants to do that, right? I'd rather go after another Rex team and it's a guaranteed win, right? At least, my shard's pretty competitive. I mean, my top 10 right now is all. I got like 3 Thrawn leads. I got 2 Jedi teams, a bunch of Rex, and then Zeta's now popping up. So I don't see Maul anymore until I get to like 20th. 20 and below is like Maul. So
of course, every shard's depend.
Yeah, every shard's different.
I mean, there's still a Maul. There's still a really good Maul team that competes for rank 1 every day on my ship. And a Thrawn lead, right? And a DK lead. I mean, it's I guess part of it goes back to determination, right? They're really determined.
I mean, see, General Kenobi, he's hard to get, right? So you might not see his lead jump in the meta report because not everybody has him yet, right? Because he's hard to get. I mean, you got to beat the tank, right? Unless you're hooked up with a guild or however, and you're getting shards. But it's the same thing with Thrawn now. You got to wait for the legendary event to happen again to get him at 7 stars. But then in the meantime, you still got to farm Phoenix. So if you don't farm Phoenix, you're not going to get Thrawn. That's the issue. Nihilus is farmable. Rex is farmable. So those characters will never go away, from the meta report. I don't think they will, unless they actually change the whole mechanic of turn meter gain and all that. The Rex team very well, so it's definitely still going to be up there. But I mean, is it getting harder for Rex teams to win in the higher end arena? I think so.
I would agree.
and that's because of the emergence
Nihilus lead and Thrawn, right? Basically.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm running. I switched up my team. I'm running Thrawn lead now with Death Trooper, Director Krennic, Short Trooper, and
GK.
Who's my other one? No, it's not General Kenobi. Was that 5 already? Oh, and Darth Nihilus. I actually dropped General Kenobi for Director Krennic, and it's pretty awesome because he.
So I'm looking at trying to work that team. I mean I play against a team that's very similar to that. I like the way that mechanics works on that team, and so I'm definitely farming that team. I think that could be a team for the future.
Bimatsu just donated $4.78 to
excellent.
Match, I guess
we appreciate
MJ.
that.
78
That's awesome.
Donation that MJ did with $24. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I just am completely
going back to MJ though. So he and I were talking about that Zeta team, right? So
yeah.
He got all excited, and then I showed him my video with the Thrawn lead. So I put it up on my YouTube, and then he looked at it and he was like, "Man, I got so excited with that Zeta team, and then I saw your Thrawn team, and it totally destroys it." And I said, maybe it's a direct counter. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
it potentially could be a. I mean, there are ways to beat a Zeta lead, but we'll just have to see. Darth Bella, what do you think about the meta report and about Thrawn and his rise on the meta report?
It was to be expected, I think. I mean, there was such a hype about Thrawn. We've been speaking about him for months now, and we were all upset because we needed to farm Phoenix like mad, but we did because we wanted Thrawn. People who got him at 7-star now really want to use him.
Agreed.
I think there's no other way to describe it. And I will use him definitely, but I ran out of all ability mats, so I'm slowly building up.
Right.
I need to see how I can integrate my Thrawn. And I think another good thing is with the dark side, the Sith meta, we saw dark side teams, and I have the feeling that Thrawn is more versatile. He can be used differently. Not with him yet, but I think he's not only dark side.
Interesting. Our boy Urban Blaster, Assassin Master. What do you think about the meta report? What do you think about Thrawn? And do you have a really cool name for Thrawn yet?
Papa Smurf.
I love it. Papa Smurf.
But that one might be a common one. I'm not sure. I unfortunately wasn't able to get Thrawn, but he'll be coming around. So I am working on Phoenix now. I just was able to actually just do the Flash event first time yesterday, but I'll get there. And on my, I do run the Rex lead still. Changed it up. I don't have the triple cleanse because I use Xylo instead of Kenobi.
I do too.
And I'm loving that team. The highest I've gotten so far. I broke top 10, but I just can't hold it. My team's either I don't spend enough time trying to hold it, or I just can't. I'm not sure yet on that.
Okay. Eric has just donated $1.42. So last week it's odd. This week it's becoming evens. Everyone's
right.
Even everyone chats like 42.
Yeah.
What's going on? Jesus Christ. This is outrageous. Oh God!
Did Fulcrum Ahsoka make it to the meta report?
I didn't see
Fulcrum
her
Ahsoka on the meta report. Fulcrum Ahsoka is not on the meta report. Let's look and see where she is. Just because we go down here to all characters, because I thought she was going to be bad. I told a bunch of people I thought she was going to be bad.
She's way down the list, 6%, 156.
So she 156, which means you have over double the number of people using Thrawn than you do using Fulcrum Ahsoka. You have the same number of people using Fulcrum Ahsoka as are using somewhere between Death Trooper and Count Dooku. So you have more rank 1. You have about the same number of rank 1 leaders using Ezra Bridger as using Fulcrum Ahsoka. You have more people using Barriss Offee on the team than are using Fulcrum Ahsoka to take rank 1.
Yep.
You have twice as many people using B2. Just as an
crazy.
example. So it's so that just kind of lets you know that she's not quite making it. Yes, as Grim says, because a 3-star fat is not very effective. Yes, no. I would agree. You kind of have to whale. You kind of have to whale.
Fat. I mean, oh no.
Oh, don't call her fat. Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano. Okay, I won't call her fat. I'm sorry.
You know, fat like she's dope, yo.
Yeah, like fat, like PHAT. Come on, man. Oh my gosh. So it is time for a brand new segment.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
It's a brand new segment, and since this is Ranger was kind of the creator of this segment, I want you to go ahead and introduce this segment.
Yes,
please.
We have a new section. I'm going to play the little video intro right now. What a whale wants, what a whale needs. What a whale wants, and this is a new section of this. We had kind of just jokingly, oh, I hit the wrong button. Brought that up, and you guys were all over it. So we have decided to bring in whales and to see what they want and what they need, whatever makes them happy and sets them free. And we're thanking them, and the whole rest of the lyrics. So tonight we will have, as our What a Whale Wants, we have Knights Templar. So Knights Templar, you have 2 things in our pre-discussion that you would like, what you need as a whale. So I give the floor over to you. So what's the first thing on your agenda, my friend?
Well, the first one I've seen actually throughout the community a lot is a way to fight people either by ally code, by your friends list. Just for an example, I have no Jedi teams on my shard that are decent, but I see a lot of my friends that do, and I would love to see to that.
Absolutely.
I want to fight you.
Oh yeah, and then I need to fight Bella and Chips.
She's like,
I gotta fight Bella and Chips.
I want to fight you. I want to fight you tooth and nail.
I actually have a way they can do that, but does anyone make comments on that idea?
I will make a comment on that idea. I know that Turbs, another one of our supporters here at RSG, made a forum post about it, and he's getting a little bit of traction as far as whether it's ally codes or whether it's by friends list. But he kind of and like you said, I've seen this idea around. It's similar to a sandbox mode as Mode Def easily is putting in Moss Def easily is putting in chat right now, and thinks that it would make a you get a lot of people saying that they would also like to fight Darth Bella in ships to see how they would rank against her ship's team. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, and it looks like the chat thinks it's a great idea as well.
Hashtag Darth Bella, I want to fight you. That and I like pink. Hashtag I like pink. Go ahead, Darth Bella.
Cool.
He was saying something. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That just struck me as funny.
I was just going to continue.
Go for it.
On, I guess, how they could do it and not.
Yes, absolutely.
Recreate the wheel. So, easiest way I can see they recreate it. They've already done it. Bring it back in tourneys.
Oh, interesting.
However, just modify it a little bit. And not only that, if they have it to where you can only use your tune once per day, and then you can refresh it for ally points, then they have people spending money or spending their galactic war on ally points because they want to fight their friend.
Gotcha. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
I do too. I think that's something we can chalk up as absolutely. I like that idea.
Yep. And in fact, we probably need to get Finn to put a channel in Discord. We can keep track of these. The what a whale wants suggestions. I definitely think that this one is a great suggestion. And then you had a second one though too, right?
Yes, I did. So the second one, it's because of certain characters or duos that have come out in the last, let's say, 8 months that are just essentially ruling this meta. And I have no issue with that. I don't want to nerf them, but I would like to, I guess, create more diversity. Sort of thought of fixing this is allowing, if you run all 5 of one faction, you get some bonus. Even if it's just something like 20%, like 15% offense if you're running 5 Empire tunes.
Mm-hmm. So 15% offense for running 5 Empire tunes. Maybe that's like just on Wednesdays or something, right? So you have like Wednesday, and then you have like I don't know. You have First Order Fridays.
Yeah.
First Order Fridays, and in First Order Fridays you get like 20% crit chance or something, right? And then you could have, we could have like some other I mean, there's probably some factions that don't make a lot of sense, right? But there are some factions that make sense on that special day, and I guess just have it set to the player's personal reset, so that way you have some people that are on a Thursday and some people that are on a Friday, and then some people, that could work out super well, right? To try to make faction teams work. Interesting.
$20. We had a $20.20 donation from Vistara Kai. So thank you,
nice.
Mr. Vistara Kai, to 2020.
Appreciate that.
2020.
Appreciate that very, very much.
What you do? Sorry, go ahead, Grant, to continue your thoughts.
I think those are both great suggestions. I want to ask the panel about these 2 suggestions while we're here. So I want to start with Sir Loki. Sir Loki, what are your thoughts of a sandbox mode where you get to fight your allies, or where you could basically enter in information like an ally code and be able to fight someone? And then secondly, what is your thought about having like a 24-hour period where throughout the entire game you had synergy with a special faction?
I really like the idea of the because we have an allies list now, and I don't use it. So I mean, I get it. We they're there just to help you with the content, but at the same time, beyond that, I mean, a lot of us are all done with our TV content, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty much going to waste at this point. So yeah, it would be cool if you can, if you can fight your allies, and then, does it cost ally points or does it cost crystals? I mean, I don't know. It would definitely be fun. Make some new friends that way, and then absolutely. you can do like on the fly arena roster reviews, right? Like you say, all right, Grande, I'm going to fight you with my team. And then you fight me, and we'll see how it works, right? And then we can help each other out. So I'm all for that. And then the buff thing, I like that idea. It kind of goes along the same lines as like the raids right now, right? If you use Jawas or you use Jedi, right, you get that bonus kind of deal. So I'm all for that as well. It'll switch up arena. Does it have to be daily? If it has to be daily, I think if it's like a permanent buff or something, I think that would be kind of cool, because that's incentive to run something, right? I mean, to run an entire faction rather than everybody knows a hybrid team is always going to win, right? That's the. But if they made it so if you run Night Sisters and they get like 1,000 offense and 1,000 life or 1,000 health, 1,000.
Why did you have to say Night Sisters? Out of all the factions you could have picked,
I did not bring it up. Loki,
what's wrong with you?
Oh yeah.
We have to bring it up, man.
No, well, pick a different faction.
That's my team, bro.
See what you've done?
They're my girls. Don't.
But it's sad though, right? Is they got left out of the mod challenges, right? There's no Night Sister mod challenge, right?
Or Ewoks. Ewoks got left out too. But at least Night Sisters had 5.
Oh, here we go. So for the next 15 minutes, let's talk about Night Sisters. Go ahead, Grande.
Oh, Isabella, what are your thoughts on Knights Templars 2 suggestions for what a whale wants? First one was your allies. Whether it was for some kind of currency or whatever, that's cool. And then the second one was the faction synergy, like once a day for a different faction?
Okay, the first one, I had another idea, like adding to Knights Templar idea, that you could have kind of two modes. One would be equals, fighting equals, and the other would be master and Padawan. So
nice.
you would actually learn something, like when
imagine that we learned something, right? That's perfect.
Yeah, would be crazy, wouldn't it? You know, when you guys started, when I started, there was this Yoda event, and Yoda was a training session, right? It was kind of, they sold it as a training session for your Jedi. I kind of liked the idea, and so we could combine Knights Templars idea and a kind of Master Padawan. Because why are you looking for allies? Because you can't beat the modes, light side, dark side. So you're looking for stronger allies usually. Who have Zeta characters. And that would be the master, and you would be the Padawan, or the other way around, maybe.
I love it. And then what about the factions?
Yeah, factions. That's great. I mean, I don't know all those guys. You know how many comments I've read. Phoenix is not good. Phoenix is, you can't use them. But actually, I use them in GW, and I think that Phoenix shows a great synergy. They are not OP, I agree, but the synergy is really cool. And if you could have better synergy for those teams that belong together, I think that would be great. Like a reward,
yes,
you know, that you're using the one faction.
Urban Blaster Assassin Master.
Oh my God, Urban Blaster.
What is your thought? What is your thoughts on the first one of being able to play your ally list?
That'd be freaking amazing, because then I could take on Grande Patron.
That's right, baby. I think I'm allies with every person in this chat. We could just sit there and play each other. It'd be awesome.
Is it live, or is it just, was that live, the concept that it's like?
I mean, we love live. I don't know if the game would support it, but even if I could just go, hey, let me play your team and see how it does on defense, and then because we're buddies, I could record and be like, see, your turn order's a little messed up here, or see, and that goes back to the Padawan thing that Bella's talking about, in that you could basically play their team and then record it and see, and maybe you have somebody who's real low level, like they're rank 100, and they're like, I don't even know what it'd be like to fight a player that's rank 1. What is that like? And then they're like, yep, don't think I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I just got owned, but it's a learning experience, right? We learn
by
failing.
Experience. I'd love it.
And yeah, that's a good idea on how to apply that stuff.
And then what do you think about what do you think about having sack of potato team potato sack Saturdays?
That'd be a good useless Saturday. But that would be give you more incentive to build these factions. I mean, they do have their synergies going on, but if you could get a boost because you actually go out there and frickin' these teams, and then they don't pan out the way you thought, but that extra boost would make it more interesting, even if it's just for a limited time.
Yep. Ranger, what are your thoughts on these two ideas?
I like them.
I like them both. I think it is super good. I'm super excited that we had Mr. Knights Templar on for our first What a Whale Wants segment.
Yes, there will be many more. Yes.
Wicked cool.
I just like the theme song. Yeah.
If you want to get on What a Whale Wants,
yes,
come into the RSG Discord and hit up Finity. Finity has a list. We will have a What a Whale Wants segment. And if you will come on our show, we will have you describe your ideas for what a whale wants and what a whale needs.
That's right. And we also, since you brought that up, if you'd like to have a roster review, we're still doing roster reviews, and we'll get into that much later, but that's the other way to get, if you want a roster review, that's the best way to do it. Come to our Discord and talk to Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
That's right. The next item that we have is on the agenda is CG, Capital Games, and Communication. And the first we'll kind of put this into a bunch of them. The first one is where is the communication, and why is it that they say something and then they change it so frequently? You know, we have the new area of where the community manager is posting, you know, what the latest status is. Like, for example, the current game status right now is pesky with a slash through pink. Technical difficulties have arisen. Unhappy face. That's the current status of the game. And that was changed at like maybe about an hour, maybe about 20, 30 minutes ago. So how do we feel about that form of communication? How do we feel about communication in general? And then they seem to change quite frequently from one thing to another. We'll start out again with our special What a Whale Wants guest, Knights Templar. What are your thoughts on that in general?
I agreed with you guys the last couple of weeks where their biggest issue is transparency. And I mean, they've gotten better, but at the same time, you can kind of give people heads ups without letting the cat out of the bag. And I don't know. For whatever reason, these last couple updates, I feel they just keep missing that kind of concept. I mean, they're improving. I will give them that. But I still don't feel like, oh, hey, double drops are tomorrow. Great. I found out 6 hours before it happens.
Right. I agree. So the communication needs to be better. Sir Loki, what are your thoughts on communication? This new game update status page that we have from the community developer. I mean, from the community manager. You feel like it's a step in the right direction? You feel like it needs to be a little bit different? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I mean, communication's always good. It's always a good thing, but at the same time, they've just been dropping the ball, I think, since the Thrawn thing. So I don't know if that's because Cozy Spoon's kind of taken over, but I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what anybody does anymore over. I don't know what anybody does over there. So I remember when EA Jesse used to do all our game updates, and I was excited when he did it. But I don't know.
Right.
I can't really. I like communication, obviously, but I mean, if they just keep going around in circles and they say, hey, something's coming, and then they say, oh, never mind, we're just kidding. I mean, that's just, the delivery is just horrible of that kind of communication.
Yeah, I hear you. Darth Bella, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this new game update status mode where we change the current status of the game on the page and it changes every so often? What are your thoughts on that? And on communication in general from the developers and from the community manager?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of, well, not rules, but going for the important things. So if they say we have to inform the community like every 2 days, but there's nothing to talk about, then it's just boring and no one will read it anymore. I think they should kind of talk about important changes, and especially if some bugs or something is wrong, like have a short time to address it and actually give feedback that they know about it. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think communication is important, but what I heard also that at the, what was it, Star Wars, the anniversary.
Yes.
That people were disappointed that it wasn't like something more a celebration, and it turned out to be less interesting or something. I haven't been there, but
right.
I mean, we live in the real world, but we love this virtual world. So we obviously want to have a feeling for what's going on and connect to Star Wars.
Yep. So
it's not just about status, That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's about
more of a dialogue, maybe.
Yeah, a dialogue. Yeah.
Okay, I see your point there. Urban Blaster, Assassin Master.
I just pretty much agree with everybody. We just want to kind of know what's going on, where it's going, and it could be, even if it's just a little cryptic, maybe they don't want to just spill the beans. I mean, could be fun too. Like Belle is saying, maybe dialogue, make it more
right.
Just something, I don't know, but better. Yeah, we'll see where they take this new communication to.
Sure. My thought is you've heard Ranger and I rant about communication. My thought is them trying something new, them trying a new way of doing it is a step in the right direction. Regardless of and when we ask for more communication, sometimes that means we're also going to get miscommunication along with the communication. So we have to be willing to be flexible. Anything in the step is a step in the right direction. So I'll take what I can get. Ranger, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I just think I mean, I'm not going to rant again. I mean, I've already said my piece about this. I think you don't need to put out something every day. Sorry, this game just doesn't entail that. It's not a game that you need to have updates every day. I think once a week is fine. I still encourage the devs for the idea that they should actually record something with their face and talk about it in some form or capacity. I think having a weekly interaction with people and not be afraid to answer questions. Even if you can't answer the question, say, I can't answer that this time, I can't go into that, is okay. But I think having something along those lines, I think would go a long way to really help them out with any of the form of the communication, right? If Cozy or EA Jesse or somebody goes on and they can rotate, somebody just where they go on somewhere live streaming on YouTube, they should be easily set it up an hour, one day a week, 1 hour a week, where they just answer questions, kind of like we do at Jedi Academy, where the people on the forum or people in this game can ask them questions, and they have every right not to answer questions. So it does go both ways, guys. You can't ask them a question that that they can't answer, so you have to, but they could still put out stuff and say, this is where we're kind of at, but I think that kind of interaction would work out really well with them. That's something I would really encourage them to do. But I don't think we need something every day. I don't think we need something every couple days, but once a week, just talk about the game, talk about where you're going, what you've got planned, some of the things you'd like to see, get interaction with people that actually play the game live and answer the questions, and just interact with the community. I think would go a long way with them. I've seen people in the past with other games do that, and I thought it was really, really a smart and broad idea. Of course, you're going to get the asshats, and they're going to be trolls and just ask dumb questions, but that goes on to them. But I think for the most part, I think that would be a good first step for them. I think it would help them out tremendously with their communications. Yeah, you can still post stuff on the forums, updates, things of that nature. I think that's what the forum should be, is game updates. But if you had someone live interaction that could talk about it that week as well, I think the communication level would go out, and I think people would be more satisfied. But that's something I talked about previously, so that's just a more of antithesis and finer point of what I'd like to see them do.
Okay, we have a lot of questions now. This is our next section.
Yes. Well, we got over 100 people watching.
I know. So we're gonna do this We're gonna do this round robin.
Yes. Pick somebody, and they have to answer the question. Then we'll move on.
Yep. And that's it. So we'll get one answer. We'll have one answer and one follow up. That's how we'll do it. So the first one here is from Michael. Says, I have Darth Nihilus lead, Dooku, Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, and Emperor Palpatine. My shard is heavy with Rex and Chase, and Wedge and Chase leads, with Darth Nihilus and R2 for support. Is it worth it to put a Zeta on Darth Nihilus lead or unique? So if you have Darth Nihilus's lead or unique Zeta, this question is for you. Who wants to answer this question?
Just pick somebody.
Sir Loki.
There you go. Rock and roll.
Yeah, do you have Nihilus lead and unique if he's running it?
I would say no, because you do not want to proc the unique debuff on a Rex team, because the Rex team will just pop the tenacity up and the turn meter, and it's all going south from there. So if you haven't done it, I would not do it based on your arena shard.
Right. So I would agree with that. Next question we have is from member Tauntauns. I am running triple cleanse, but need a change. What do you think about General Kenobi lead, a Zeta Barris, 5s with a question mark about doing his Zeta, and a Zeta R2 number crunch, and a Zeta Darth Nihilus unique? So I'll answer that. I did a video on this team. Or a team very, very similar to this. I like the General Kenobi lead. It definitely wins on offense. If someone's going up against this team and you have the double ton up and no dispel, it can be really, really good team to run. Habso, who's also a Dark Lords member, ran this team for quite some time and had some real good success with it. So I think that would be a great choice, member Tauntauns. As far as the Zetas on that team, you could Zeta 5s, but it is not necessary. You have number crunch Zetaed. Since this team is 1, 2, 3, 4 characters that are light side, you might consider doing the other Zeta for R2 to get the cleanse on crit. And if you'll give me a minute, I'll remember the name of that. Combat Analytics, I think
Combat Analysis
is the name of that Zeta. So you might consider the second Zeta on R2 before you consider the Zeta on Darth Nihilus or the Zeta on 5s. It would also make that character much easier for you to put into a different team comp. So I answered that one. Keyboard. How will the power increase affect me and my shard as it is not live on my device? So let's bring this to Knights Templar. How do you feel that power increase is going to affect him since it's not live on his device yet? Or do you think it'll have any effect?
Did we lose Knights?
I don't know. Maybe
I'm here. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I really feel it's not going to make any difference in your arena whatsoever.
Okay.
I mean, people are going to have a higher power. It might look a little scary, but I still have this looming feeling it's to try to counteract breaking Guild War.
Yep.
So, I mean, yes, down when you get to 11 and 12, you might have to switch to Team 2.
Right.
But the idea behind Guild War from the beginning was multiple teams to clear it, and we've gotten away from that.
Galactic War, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, Galactic War.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. That makes perfect sense what you said. Darth Sweet Pickle. I love this name. Darth Sweet Pickle. Since the 100% mod drop rate increase, it seems the chances of getting blue, purple, and gold mods is almost 0. Have you guys noticed that? I want to bring this one to Assassin Master Urban Blaster. Assassin Master, since we've done the 100% mod drop rate, do you feel like that you're not getting as many purples or blues or gold mods as you were before? And have you looked at that in any kind of detail?
Personally, I think I'm getting a lot more than I used to, but maybe it's because I spend a lot more now in there, and the odds of getting those are better. Because pretty much I've stopped farming characters in the Cantina. I probably shouldn't, because there's a few characters I want to finish up, but I have strictly went to mods, and I see a lot more golds and purples. And but then again, it's all RNG, I think. So
yeah,
just being a slump right on his mods.
I'm with you. I agree completely with that. Grant Keaton asked a question: who should I leave out on the Phoenix team 5 out of 6 to get Thrawn? I want to give this one to Ranger J 1999. He's gonna go for Thrawn. He's gonna go for Thrawn. Who do you think he should leave out of the team?
Going for Thrawn?
Yeah, going for Thrawn for the Thrawn event. Then probably the next time it comes around. Who do you think that he should not farm hardcore?
Well, it's pretty obvious. Sabine. We kind of demonstrated that when I was doing the Thrawn event. One, she's a hard farm, but Chopper works better with that event. Now, I haven't done the 7-star event, so maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the principle still applies, right? With the assist, with Zeb and everything. So I think your best bet is to go for, obviously Hera, Kanan, the other 5. Just if you want to work on Sabine, that's fine, but she's an afterthought to those 5, and they're easy. You can get Chopper quickly in Cantina. I'm almost done with them. I've already finished up Kanan. I've already finished up Ezra. Zeb's got a couple more I need to get, and I'll be done. Hera's done, so I'll finish her up in Cantina battles. I just wanted to get a couple of other characters done first. So those are way easier farms. Sabine, I've got her at 6 stars. But I'm just farmer when I see her in the guild store. I'm not doing anything else for her, and that should be plenty of time. I'll have a 7-star 8 Sabine. But honestly, for the event itself, from what I've seen and from my own experience, and then talking with everybody else, your best bet is the 5 I mentioned and leave Sabine out. Focus on them, you should be fine.
Totally agree. Next question is for Mr. Sir Loki. It's from Grant Keaton. He says. Excuse me. This is from Keyboard. Keyboard says, "What do you think holds the best out of all the teams in Arena?" So, what team do you think holds the best on defense?
So if I had to pick one team right now, I would actually say the Zeta team right now holds the best, depending on how it's modded. If you're on like a mature shard and you got the mods to do it. If you can get Sith Assassin really fast, that thing holds really well because I think the AI plays it really well. But obviously any kind of a triple cleanse team, you can't go wrong with that either, and it doesn't require crazy mods to get that thing either. But as you progress in the game and you start collecting better mods and all that, I would consider switching to that Zeta team.
So, next question. I'm going to give this one to Darth Bella. This question is from Fatality version 2. Who else thinks you should rename regular Ahsoka to Snips and rename Fulcrum version to Ahsoka? What are your thoughts on that?
That's
Bella.
A great idea. That's a really great idea because I really hate that you all call her fat.
I knew you were gonna be good with that one. So I'm glad I gave that one to you. I think that's a great idea, Fatality. Name the young one from Clone Wars Snips, and then change the other one and just name her Ahsoka. Because I think you're right. It is a little degrading to call her fat. And calling her ATF means it sounds like she's a police officer in the United States.
Yeah, or a droid or something. And
yes, so I'm totally with you on that one.
Yes, me too.
So Othello
and it reflects the Clone Wars also.
It does. I think that's a great idea. Othello Delta, or maybe Othello from the Alliance, says pros and cons of using Ayla, Anakin, or a Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn as leaders for Phase 1 of the heroic AAT, and when is it better to switch? So I know that. So I want to throw this one out to Knights Templar. Knights Templar on a P1 on a Phase 1 team for the heroic AAT. Which one of these characters do you think is a better leader? Why? And when would you switch from one to the other?
It's been a while since I've ran my Jedi, but if I remember correctly, Ayla was kind of like the early contender for the raid.
Right.
And then as your mods got better, Anakin took over, and then Qui-Gon Jinn only kind of comes out of the woodworks with the Zeta.
Agreed.
But I will say, if you are only going to plan on using his Zeta for the raid, I have his Zeta. I mean, the Zeta is nice, but I would give my Zeta back if I could, because I don't use him.
Yeah. I think that's a good choice. I also think that you should potentially look at an I'm a Gundy lead for that team. if I was going to add anything to that. So the next question here is from Tony Richards. He says, what is everyone's thoughts on Thrawn lead, putting a Zeta on it? I did it today, so I double Zeta Thrawn today, having him gear 11 and 7 stars, and used him as lead as it with an Empire-only arena, and easily dominated and took first. So I'm going to throw this out to let's see who has a 7-star. Let's give it to Sir Loki. I think you're running a 7-star Thrawn as your lead, correct?
Yes.
So what's your thoughts then on a pure Empire team with a double Zeta Thrawn, and how that works, and if that is going to end up being a very dominating team?
So I'm still on the fence about the whole AI thing on defense, if he's being played right and all that. I find Thrawn's very useful outside of the leader ability when it comes to defense. When he's on,
I agree.
When he's as the lead, he gets that cleanse ability, right? So, the advantage of that cleanse ability, though, is your Empire tune gains 50% turn meter if you use it. So, I have a video showing me kind of like spamming it. So, like, if you have like your shore trooper, right, and he has his taunt on 1 cooldown, you can spam that cleanse yourself, even though he doesn't have any debuffs, and then he'll basically take a turn right after. So you're almost giving yourself 50% turn meter on top of the speed he has, and usually he takes a turn like right after you do it. So it's good to spam the cooldowns like that, but on the AI, they're going to spam that when you actually have a debuff, I think, is the way it plays it. And then sometimes Thrawn, his opening attack is not the fracture that we want. It could be the turn meter swap, or it could be the basic. So I'm a little unclear if the AI is playing Thrawn correctly as lead. But going back to the question, the Zeta unique, I think, is very useful for the raid only. You don't need it for arena. And I also think the protection gain, it's just not enough protection gain for me to actually Zeta the leadership. So I haven't done the Zeta leadership. I have the Zeta unique because I do use him in the tank, and he works fantastic in the tank with the Zeta. And he also works in Rancor. So if it's working for you on your shard, that's awesome. I think it's he's still a good investment because he's so new. But they're going to come out with new Empire tunes later that could probably take advantage of all of his mechanics. There's still other Empire characters in the series, right, that they could come out with. So
sure.
I say it's a good investment. I mean, it's kind of like Zeta, right? I mean, it's kind of like you can Zeta him, and then there's probably a lot of stuff you can do with him. So
right.
Yeah.
So next question I want to give to Urban Blaster. This comes from Fatality V2. He says, do you think they will ever take Han Solo or General Kenobi out of the raids to farm normally and replace them with new characters as the reward? Do you think that'll ever happen, Urban Blaster, Assassin Master?
It's hard to say. I don't think they ever would, just because that's just how those raids are, and people want new content over just new characters, because then you're just going to keep doing the same raids for new characters. But I think most people would rather have new content than a new character in those raids.
I totally agree. That's a perfect way to do that. Plus, those raids kind of fit those characters, right? I mean, how do you take Han Solo out of being the one being rescued from Jabba the Hutt's palace with the Rancor? Who are you going to rescue next? Hoth Leia? I mean, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So yeah, I totally get that. So the next question that we have is from Bad Horsey One. What's the best way to mod Thrawn as leader with GK, Nihilus, Death Trooper, and Shore Trooper? I kind of want to give this question to Knights Templar. Knights Templar, what are your thoughts on the best way to mod Thrawn, just kind of in general, and the best way to mod Thrawn with that specific team of General Kenobi, Nihilus, Death Trooper, and Shore Trooper?
My Thrawn isn't a leader, but I have my Thrawn with something ridiculous under Tarkin Lead, like 290 speed. But I do it because I essentially swap with my Death Trooper, puts everyone on cooldown, and then I essentially take somebody out. But I also have a fully Empire team, so it depends. If you do not have Empire tunes, I would make him faster. I don't see the purpose of slowing your guy down if you're not essentially awarding turn meter to other people.
Gotcha. I would agree with that too. So the next question here is from Luke Marley. His question is, hey, I need some advice, please. I'm coming up on my first Zeta and can't decide between Thrawn and Vader. I have a bunch of Empire tunes and go with to go with them. Any advice? Darth Bella, I want to ask you this question. Do you think that
I knew you would pick me.
You knew I'd pick you?
Yes. The answer is R2.
The answer is R2. I think that R2 is a very good choice over either one of these. I would totally agree with that.
Yes, this would be my first Zeta.
But what if they want to be
really,
evil?
But Thrawn or Vader was the question, right?
Right. Thrawn or Vader's a question, but I agree with you about R2 actually.
Yeah. If I had the choice between Thrawn and Vader, it depends a little bit which situation I'm in. Vader is good if you also need him for raids, and Thrawn is the new fun character. So if you're in a guild where you can do whatever you like, you don't need to have your 2% or something, then go for Thrawn. But if you want to go for raids, why not Zeta Vader? Actually, we talked about this last Saturday, and I think I said Vader would be my third after R2D2.
After both R2D2s.
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, I would go for Vader.
I would probably go for Vader. The key, I think, to this is he said up and coming, which probably means that he doesn't have all the characters to go around Thrawn to make a really hardcore Thrawn team. But we could be wrong on that one. I'm
not quite sure, but Vader is really very good for raids, so and for ships as well. Don't forget him.
Vader's very good for ships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if he had a Krennic and he has a maxed out Shore Trooper and he has a maxed out, couple other characters to kind of make that Imperial Thrawn team, it might be a different choice. I think it kind of is roster dependent.
You know what? I just got an idea. I'm not a whale, okay?
Yes.
But why don't we run a kind of Skywalker team, a Skywalker squad?
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But we only have Farmhand Luke. I mean,
we only have Farmhand Luke. Yeah, I don't know.
We could put Leia and Han in there, and Luke.
We need a Luke first.
Yeah,
I know we need a Luke with a lightsaber. If you want a Luke with a lightsaber, go to Force Arena or go to Rivals, or we will be streaming.
I just go to Loki. I think he's the master of lightsabers.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Not pink lightsabers though.
Keyboard asked a question. Keyboard's question, and I want to give this to Assassin Master. He says, has anyone had Kanan on their Jedi team? So so Assassin Master, have you seen anybody using Kanan for anything else besides the Phoenix event?
No, I personally haven't. And not even in the Galactic War, I hardly even run into any Phoenix characters at this point.
I would agree. I think that Kanan's kind of a poor man's General Kenobi, and he's not even really good at that. So most people don't run him. Grim asks a question. Here's Grim's question. He says, here is my current arena comp for the panel to critique. Thrawn lead, Zeta leader only. Zeta Darth Sidious, a Zeta Veers, a Zeta Shore Trooper, and a Zeta Death Trooper. And I know since Knights Templar and Sir Loki are kind of running similar teams to this, I want to give this to Sir Loki. Sir Loki, what are your thoughts on a Thrawn-led Zeta Sidious, Zeta Veers, Shore Trooper, Death Trooper team?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about Zeta Sidious. That's probably the only one on there, just because he doesn't.
I'm not a fan of Sidious either.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't get any synergy from the Thrawn lead, like everybody else on the team. And if you got the Imperial Trooper theme going, then why not replace him with another Imperial Trooper, or even like
Krennic maybe, or
even like Royal Guard. I would even run Royal Guard in there. Honestly, that a Royal Guard under Thrawn is pretty strong, actually.
Yeah.
I'd pull Sid out. I'd pull Sid out and put in Nihilus if you're gonna have one off synergy character. Just my 2 cents. I mean, you got Shore Trooper protecting him. That might work out.
I would even, honestly, I would even run a Boba Fett. I mean, if you want to run something like disruption,
work good, yeah.
like a disruption kind of character, right? I mean, Boba Fett's got the AOE ability block, and then Thrawn's basic will stun everybody if you omega it.
And then Death Trooper is doing an AOE as well.
So yeah, so you got some disruption there. But Sid, I mean, I get it. He's got he's fast, and he's got healing immunity, which is very useful, and he does have an AOE expose, but beyond that, he just doesn't have any other synergy with anybody else. So
okay, now I need everybody to go to SWGOH for the next one, because this is all around the horn. Everybody gets to answer this question. And I can answer some of them. If you guys don't have access to the computer, I will answer some of these. And that the question is from Keyboard. What is everyone's SWGOH collection score? Finity put his in the comments. Finity's is 82.38. 82.38. Sir Loki, what is your collection score?
91.23.
91.23. Knights Templar, do you have it close by where you can get it, or do you need me to tell it to everyone?
I've got my phone. I'm about to do an update real quick.
Okay. So we'll skip that. Ranger J 1999. What is your collection score?
I'm trying to pull it up, but I think it's really low because I just haven't done anything with a ton of characters. I mean, all I do is high level characters.
I can look it up for you, because that's.
I don't think I've synced in a long time either.
There you go. I found it. Ranger J's collection score is 64.62. 64.62. Darth Bella, do you have your collection score? Do you want me to find it for you?
Sure.
What was Finn's again? He has like an 80?
82.38.
Wow.
Assassin Master, Urban Blaster.
Oh my god.
I'm a 57 point.
Time. And I haven't even upgraded all my characters.
what was your...
I'm at 57.32 now.
57.32. And what was yours, Assassin Master?
57.8. I better do something because Bella's catching up.
Oh no, Bella's catching up.
Oh yes. You need to do something.
Bella is catching up. Did everybody in here? Did I get everybody?
I got mine now.
Okay, what is yours?
93.95.
93.95, and just 2 places above him is yours truly, Grande Patron. I have a 95.86 collection score. And I think that takes care of all of us. That's our last question. So we want to go. It's time for our closing, and it's time for everyone to do what we call pimp yo stuff. Take it away.
All right. So let's go around the horn. Sir Loki, where can people check you out at?
I got a YouTube channel. If you click on my name, it's Sir Loki, SIRLOKI. Just recently been doing arena videos with Thrawn teams, if you want to check them out, against the top meta teams. And then I got some lightsaber build videos if you're interested in that kind of hobby. Check out the builds. And other than that, thank you for having me on. I always appreciate it.
Awesome. All right. And then Urban Blaster, where can folks check you out, brah? Did we lose Urban Blaster?
Oh, sorry. You cut out on my end. You can check me out. I'm on YouTube, youtube.com/assassinmasters, or just look up Assassin Master. Just love this game. Putting out some fun videos. Sometimes I do some good stuff, but either you love my videos or hate them, but just check them out.
Awesome. And Darth Bella, you've got a YouTube channel now. Where can people check you out, madam?
Oh, you just look for Darth Bella. I mean, that's quite easy, isn't it? Just posted a little video about First Order TIE Fighter today.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. And then, of course, we want to thank our What a Well Wants participant and guest tonight, Mr. Knights Templar, for joining us. Thank you, sir. We much appreciate
Knights
it.
has a channel. Every once in a while he posts something on it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I will say I've shared a lot with Game Changers and other YouTubers, but a lot of people have pushed. I guess I will start trying to do my own videos.
We definitely. I like seeing your videos. I'm subscribed to your channel, so we definitely like seeing.
We have to have a video where we are fighting, I think.
That's right. When that comes out, we're gonna have the ability to do that. Excellent. Ranger, you want to tell them a little bit about us? And
yes, we are RSG. We are Reality Skewed Gamers. We have all kinds of content and games that we kind of get into. If you like what you see, please subscribe so you can get all the latest content and videos that we're posting up. If you like what you see, give us the thumbs up. We always appreciate feedback as long as it's constructive. You can check us out also on Facebook and Twitter. We also have a Reality Skewed Gamers at blogspot.com, which is our website where we keep stuff updated, and you can also buy merchandising from us at Cafe Press. Always a good place to get your latest t-shirts of like may the catapult be with you. I can't even say it straight.
I know it.
But there's all kinds of stuff like that you can check out. So
couple other things we want to talk about. Yeah. One of them is a lot of upcoming roster reviews.
Yes.
We have a lot of roster reviews coming out. If you want to get a roster review, please get with Finity in our Discord. We'll make sure we get you on the list so we can do that. The other thing I want to bring up is that we have a new Theory Crafters Corner at the end of this week coming from Finity. So if you're interested in the Theory Crafters Corner, we definitely want to have you guys and have it where you guys can see kind of see what Finn's thinking. He always comes up with some new, really cerebral ideas. We hear a bunch of them and we reject from him a bunch. However, there are a lot of them that we think are really cool ideas and he should make a video for. So that's what we're going to see this at the end of this week.
Absolutely. So with that, what we like to do is we like to get in Discord, which is linked on the bottom of the video or the stream here. So please come join us. We answer questions for the VIPs. I'll have Hangouts open. We'll post it in the VIP if anybody wants to join for VIPs. We're going to do some gameplay stuff, but we'll be talking to everybody in Discord at the same time. So please come into Discord. We have a Q&A section as well where we will answer questions, and you can ask any of these guys questions. Be myself, Loki, Grande, the whole crew. Finn's in there, but he's so antisocial. We got to do something about that, Grande. I really
telling you.
But that's where we're going to head now. So if everybody wants to hop over to the Discord, you're more than welcome. We're going to continue the fun there. And on behalf of myself, Grande, Knights Templar, Sir Loki, Urban Blaster, and the Dark Lady of the Sith herself, Darth Bella, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on Discord. Talk to you later.